here today with my teammate, Brent Houston. Hi, Brent.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So let's just jump into this. Tell me about you personally, your family, and a couple of fun facts just so we can get to know you better.
Me personally and my family. So me personally, I'm Brent Houston. I'm originally from the Tahlequah area. I just turned 35 earlier in March, so celebrated my 35th birthday this year.
He looks like a kid, but he's 35.
Yeah, and speaking of kids, I do have kids. I have three actually, two teenagers, and then they're girls, and then I have my son who is 12. So not young kids anymore. They're kind of that middle-aged, and then I'm married. My wife April, and just fun facts about us: we're a super tight-knit family. We keep everything together, always doing things as a family, spending time with my family on my side, and then my wife's family, and then we all come together as one big family for events. We got Easter coming up this weekend, so just things like that, and that's about it on that, I guess.
All right, next question. What brought you into loan origination in the mortgage industry?
Okay, so I actually like telling this story. It's pretty interesting. So I come from car sales.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the car sales for probably just short time, about a year and a half, and a gentleman reached out to me who was in the mortgage industry, sent me a message, and I was just at the car lot one day, got the message, came through, hey, can you call me? Here's my number. So in my head, I'm thinking a car deal's about to happen. So I reach out to this guy, and he tells me who he is and what he does, and said that he noticed who I am and what I was doing, and that he thought that was a good thing. He saw a lot of my marketing on Facebook and selling cars, and then he kind of went into detail, like I said, about what he does. And it was a short and sweet conversation. Kind of took me by surprise, because the whole time in my head, again, I'm thinking car deal. And at the end of the conversation, he was basically just like, well, maybe we can refer business back and forth to each other. If I know somebody needing a car, send them your way. Or if anybody wanting to get into the mortgage industry, send them my way. And I was like, cool. Then the conversation kind of ended there. And then I just thought in my head it was a weird deal. So I thought maybe it was a job opportunity. So I was like, once I ran that through my head and thought maybe that might have been what it was, sometime later I reached back out and said, hey, I'm ready.
I'd like to hear more.
Yeah, I'm ready to take my career to the next step. And I didn't feel like it was going to happen in the car business, but I wanted to move up. And so I reached back out to him and got some information. He really helped me fast track, how to get into the education part of it, the pre-courses, the testing, everything of that nature. And next thing I knew, I was starting that whole process up. I think our initial conversation, because I looked these dates up earlier, our initial conversation was in March of 2022. I reached back out to him in June, and so by August I had left the car business and started getting into the mortgage industry. So it was pretty quickly happening. So
yeah. When did you get your license?
I actually got licensed in October of 2022.
Okay. So what makes you particularly suited, which I know the answer to this question, but what makes you particularly suited to this industry?
Just that I love people.
Mm-hmm.
I love helping people out. I'm passionate about my community, and like I said, I always wanted to be in a position to where I can give back and help, and I feel like this is a really good opportunity to do that, because I'm helping people with one of the biggest financial decisions they'll make in their life, and that can be stressing, it can be scary and frustrating, and I like to put all those emotions at ease and just let people know that if you're working with somebody who really connects with you and cares about you, that it doesn't have to be all those things. It can be an enjoyable situation all the way from start to finish, and I want to be with them every step of the way. And like I said, just great position to help people, and that's what I wanted to do. I never thought it would have been in the mortgage industry. I had other career paths in mind, but this is where I'm at, and I couldn't be happier about it.
What's your favorite part of the job?
Just that, again, it gives me the opportunity to help my community, and the challenges is another thing I got to embrace. probably my favorite part about it is that I feel like there's so much ahead of me that I don't know at this point in time because I'm still fairly early in my career. But I love that I have the right people around me, the right support system, the people who want to see me be successful in it, and just again the everyday challenges of taking on new things, learning new things every day.
Right.
I felt like at a point in my life I was starting to become stagnant, and I never wanted to be that. I've always wanted to get better and better and better, and I feel like ever since I've got into this business that, again, I learn new things every day. I get better every day, learn from my mistakes,
Right.
And just always open to new things. So taking on that's what I enjoy about it.
That's wonderful. What's your least favorite, or what? You can just gripe if you want to, but what's your least favorite part of the job?
I would say basically the same answer as my favorite part about it. I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that I am new and I don't know as much as I would like to know. But again,
Just growing.
Just taking that on and embracing it.
Right.
I know where I want to be and what I would like to do. I'm not there yet. Maybe I'll get there eventually. Maybe I'll surpass that. But again, just the fact that it is a challenging industry, especially during the time that I came in. I came in one of the toughest years.
Yes, you did.
You hear about the people that's been in it forever talk about the '08 crisis, and if you were in it through that, they're like, if you get through this time, there's brighter side to the mortgage industry, but you just came in at a bad time, and then they always reflect back to that. And again, if you came in after that, like I said, that's what people are always referring back to. It's just, we've been through this before, we'll get through it again.
It's all cyclical.
Be good. So I'm ready to see the good of it. I guess that'd be my only gripe about it, but again, I enjoy the challenges. So my least favorite's probably my most favorite.
That's great. So tell me what this job has taught you about yourself. What skills do you think you brought to the table coming in, and what have you cultivated from the role that you play now versus your earlier career path?
It taught me a lot about that I've learned not to quit on things, because it's a very challenging thing that I got into. I knew nothing about it. Again, I was in sales for a brief period. I've always been in sales, I guess. I bartended for a long time. It's a whole different set of sales skills. And then I got into the car business.
It's all people.
Yeah, it's all people and everything at the end. But just getting into this and overcoming obstacles and learning not to quit. I've quit on a lot of things in my life that I hadn't been super proud about. And I always know how it feels to be so close to having something done, and then you quit on it, and you got to live with that for the rest of your life. So when I suffered setbacks getting into this, if you've never heard of the SAFE NMLS test, which you have, you've taken it, we've all taken it. I always tell people, that test is made for people to fail.
It is.
And I did fail it my first time, and I put a lot of money into getting licensed that I didn't necessarily have at the time. And when I failed my first test, the feeling that I had, I was like, oh goodness, what am I going to do next? And I always knew I could retake the test, but money was running thin, and like I said, I had went all in on it and everything. So I was just like, well, got up the next day, rescheduled the test, put the money up for it, and the rest is history. So like I said, just learning not to quit, sticking with it. If you're going to go all in on something and take a risk, don't be afraid of the failure. Just keep with it and keep going.
And so now you're all in on your customers. If they're against a wall, you're not going to quit until we find a solution.
Yes, I'm invested in what I do, and I want to help people, so be
awesome.
Successful at it.
Okay, we talked about your favorite part in mortgage. What's your favorite part of being on the Dream Team?
The fact that we all have the same mindset about our community, our family, our customers, everything that we do. We're like-minded. We're different. All three of us have our own lives that we live, but when we come to work, we put our minds together. We're working towards the same goals, and again, that's just doing everything that we can, not so much just in the mortgage industry, but for our community and people that we work with, because we work with a lot of people. We network with a lot of business owners throughout Tahlequah and even beyond. I mean, we know, you and I both know people from Muskogee. Mike knows people all over, all the way in Tulsa, Stillwell, everywhere, all the surrounding areas. So that's just my favorite thing, is that, all of us have those connections and we care about people. And again, we just have the same goals, that we want to help them out and be the best for them that we can be. So.
I 100% agree. What do you think is your biggest contribution to the team?
I guess I would say the optimisticness of it.
Yeah.
I try to be positive about everything, again, because it's tough for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to reflect, how I feel about my mindset, and I want to spread that between all of us. I always say I'm the guy that gives the motivational quotes around here. When things get tough or they're out of our control, I'll try to just hit us with the motivational quote or something like that. But just that, and bringing the good energy and the open-mindedness of it. Anything that I can do to get better or help or contribute, I'm always open to it. And again, if I can lift spirits a little bit, I'll do that as well, because I want people to enjoy their day the best they can. So.
Love that. Okay, so since you're our intake guy, what is the biggest challenge for you when things get busy?
Honestly, I would think that the biggest challenge is just staying organized and making sure that we have the communication that we need. That way nothing falls through the cracks. Because we deal with a lot of people, especially between three of us. So now we're taking on 3 times the files. And as we get busier and busier, we're not getting rid of people that aren't ready to buy right away. We want to help them in the future.
Right.
So again, it's just staying organized, making sure we have that communication with each other amongst the team, also following up with clients, and again, just making sure that nothing falls through the cracks, because the bigger your pipeline, the more likely that is to happen. But
and it's not like it's simple. There's lots of steps to every single one.
So again, keeping all the files together and just being in that constant communication, that's a challenge, but it's a challenge that I enjoy. So
that's great. Okay, you are so great with people. I always say you're the sweetest guy ever.
Thank you.
Do you ever get mad or frustrated with people? I just got to know.
My best answer to that would be, I try not to let others control how I feel. I feel being mad and being frustrated is more of a me feeling, and if I'm allowing somebody else to make me feel that way, maybe I need to take a step back, do some self-reflecting, figure out what I got to do to control that madness or that frustration, because people are people and you're not going to change that. So allowing them to affect your mindset is, again, this is just me. I feel like it's more of a me thing. So if I get mad or get frustrated, again, I'll take a step back, do what I got to do to control my emotions, to keep from allowing somebody else to make me feel that way.
Yeah.
If I do allow myself to feel that way, then that's when other people start to, I guess, contribute to that feeling.
Self-control, not letting somebody else control you. I love that answer. Yeah. I wish more people got that.
Happiness is a choice. I'm not going to say I don't have bad days. I think we all have bad days, but I've had a lot of bad times throughout my life, so I figured out how to control the moment, and turn a bad moment into a good moment. Then if I can just build on those moments, then the madness and the frustration is something I can control.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, you used to sell cars, so give us a tip or some advice to someone who plans on buying a home in the next 6 months to a year about how to manage their car payments. We all know we need a car to drive, especially if we're going to get to work, but since you have been an insider in both industries, is there any advice that you can share?
Well, aside from buying the car, the fact of buying the car, my first suggestion would be, if you're in the market to buy a home within the next 6 months to a year, I would hope we've already had a conversation so we can start setting up and planning for that.
Right.
And then that reflects on the cars. A lot of things factor into getting a mortgage, such as debt to income, and car payments are a big part of that. And so we've seen people, they had a $400 car payment, throughout the process, they went and traded it in. Now they've got an $800 car payment.
Right.
And if they don't understand how that can affect their mortgage approval, then that's bad communication on our end.
Yeah.
So again,
don't buy the car until we're done.
talk to us first if you're planning on buying a home, so we can guide you and let you know. And again, it may benefit some people in some situations. That may be their only line of credit, and they're thinking, oh, I got to get rid of this car. Well, again, we just got to have that knowledge and that communication with the customers about exactly what you need to do with your credit and your car payments and any payments that you might have. But yeah, just talk to us. That way we can make sure that you have a complete understanding, because if you hurt yourself through financial choices and you had a conversation with us, at least we could say, we told you not to do that.
So the best advice you just said is talk to us first.
Yes.
Let's have a conversation about it.
And in that time frame is the biggest thing. We don't want to talk to you. I mean, we do, but we don't want to hear from you if you plan on buying a house tomorrow compared to 6 months. It's no different. We want to hear from you right away.
Right.
If you plan to buy tomorrow, let's get you going so we can make that happen as soon as possible. If you plan on buying 6 months from now, talk to us today so we can start planning and getting things in line.
Sometimes it's a 2-year plan.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
There's never too far in the future for us to have that conversation.
No, let's go ahead and get it going. We're ready to talk to people and help them out. So.
Yeah. Okay, just for fun, we're going to do a speed round. I'm going to ask you this or that, and you just give me the answer.
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
I love both. Coffee in the morning, tea in the afternoon.
Summer or winter?
I'm such a all-around guy. I love both. I'd say winter. It's easier for me to get warmer than it is to cool off.
Yeah, there's only so much you can take off.
Yeah.
Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Good man.
Yes.
Lake or river?
River. Yeah, I like the river.
Salty or sweet? Talking about snacks.
Snacks. Again, got a little bit of everything. Probably sweet.
Okay. Text or call?
Text. I think we're in 2024, so most people are prone to texting.
Yep, that's my answer. I wonder what he's going to say.
I still enjoy calls, but texting is definitely the way to engage with people this time of day.
Absolutely. Movies or TV?
TV.
The book or the movie?
The movie.
Okay. Android or iPhone? It's very controversial.
Oh, iPhone.
Early bird or night owl?
In this business, I've had to learn to become a morning person, so I guess the early bird nowadays.
Okay. Beauty or brains? Talking about somebody else, like your choice in women.
Oh, brains.
Okay. Rock or country? It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess country, believe it or not, yeah.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Gotta go with chocolate.
Football or golf?
Football.
Okay, this is the most controversial question of all.
Mm-hmm.
OU or OSU?
It's Boomer Sooner all day over here.
This has been great, Brent. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So thanks for the interview. And
thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
You bet. Bye.